Welcome to Unpacking Life's Crazy. I'm Esperanza Phoenix, and today we are going to talk about ADHD in women. I have been on a journey to get diagnosed and treated in all of that, and so I've delved into a lot of research on the topic, and I want to share what I've learned because it could help you in your life. So let's unpack this. I met with my new psychiatrist, and she was really helpful. She of course had my results, but she also, asked me questions and went over some stuff. And she also has ADHD, and so she gets it. Like she really, really gets it, which was awesome. And then we discussed medication. And I want to delve into the medication because there is a lot of judgment about people taking stimulant medication because of assumptions based on neurotypical brains. And yes, ADHD meds, uppers, can and are abused by people who want a high. They want to have that energy. They think it's going to help them stay up all night for a test or whatever. It is a drug that some people take to abuse. That is true. But for those of you who don't know, ADHD brains react in a totally different way to stimulant medications. Our brains don't react that way. So she basically asked me what medication I thought I might want to try. And I said, I would like to try Adderall. And the reason why is because my eldest daughter, that is what she was prescribed. And similar chemistry, it's logical that I might react well to that medication. And frankly, because of my previous diagnosis and all of that, I had been treated as a guinea pig for, multiple psychiatric meds over the years. And it's quite frustrating. They try you on something, maybe it works a little bit, maybe it doesn't, and then you try the next thing and it's got side effects and blah, blah, blah. So I said, I think I'd like to give this a try. And she said, yeah, that makes sense. For the same reason, similar biology, it makes sense. So let's try you on that. So the way it was prescribed to me, so for the first week, I was prescribed 5 milligrams twice a day, first thing in the morning, and then again a dose in the afternoon. And then the following week, 10 in the morning and then 5 in the afternoon, because of the fear that perhaps stimulants might affect your sleep. And insomnia has been an issue for me my whole life, which I'm learning now may be ADHD related as well as other issues. So I get this prescription. I get off the phone with her. She calls it to my pharmacy. I'm like, cool. I go pick it up and I come home and I take my first dose. And the best way to describe it is 30 minutes later, it was sort of like being in a house where there's fans going, and the TV is running, and somebody in the back room is playing video games, and there's somebody talking loudly, and the power goes out. And suddenly you can hear the birds chirping. It was this eerie quiet, this eerie calm in my head. And I was like, what the fuck? Holy crap. It was like, for a moment, when it first happened, was like disconcerting. It was like a deafening silence. And I was like, whoa. So much so that I picked up the phone and I called my daughter and I was like, okay, I just took my first dose and whoa, um, is this what it's like? Uh, whoa. And she said, yeah, yeah, it's like, it was really freaking weird. Now, for any neurotypical people listening, you might find this description bizarre. I guess that's how your brains work? Is that how it works? Is that how a normal brain feels? Where you don't have this buzz of multiple thoughts vying for your attention? This was the first time. Well, okay, there's been a couple times when I was really, really stoned where there was that, but there wasn't any clarity there. It was just like, whoa. Uh, but it wasn't like that. It was like just calm and also sort of a peacefulness that I had not experienced before. And the following week, I went for a walk with my little dog, and I've been taking this walk fairly regularly since we moved here. It's a nice walk through nature, and I love nature. I generally find it calming to some degree. But here I was on the medication, and I was taking a walk, and I was like, wow, life is good. Life is good. I feel at peace. I just felt calm. I'm walking along. I'm not worried about the traffic coming by. I'm not feeling anxious about the fact there's construction going on all around us right now, which I'm going to have to edit out this hum of of this big equipment that's making all kinds of noise. And I wasn't feeling distracted by the construction noise. I was noticing the birds, but it wasn't like I was worried about those people walking over there or all these other things that normally would have me a little bit on edge. Not like panicked or whatever, but I'm aware of them and I'm like, okay, am I going to have to react? I'm going to have to... That multi-directional anxiety about everything going on around me wasn't there. And it was freaking amazing. It was just amazing. And just a sense of calm and peacefulness, because apparently my brain now has those happy chemicals that it was lacking, and so the focus is more there. It hasn't changed my creativity or my enthusiasm or any of that, and I haven't like magically become super focused. But I am recording this podcast on the 26th. Instead of the 29th. So yay me, even though it's not now. So that's exciting. And then a really cool and amazing thing happened. I have been sleeping better, like a lot better. I track everything. I'm kind of obsessive about trying to keep track of my sleep. I have an Apple Watch so that I can try to track my sleep pattern. And part of this is just because the insomnia, trying to figure all that out. And I take multiple supplements to help me sleep. I did a whole episode on sleep. I've added a few supplements since then, so feel free to ask in the comments if you want me to list them, because they are helpful. But it kind of a hit or miss whether I get a good night's sleep. I'm tracking like my REM cycle and my deep sleep and how am I doing and how efficient is it? Because it's like, oh yeah, sometimes I will get 7.5 hours sleep, but I'm in bed for 9 hours in order to get that much sleep. So that's really frustrating. And then it's like, do I get up for a few hours, then go back to bed? It's a significant problem. But since I've started the medication, I have had more and more surprising nights of good sleep, more and more like 95% efficiency in my sleep. And oh my gosh, I got an hour of deep sleep and nearly 2 hours of REM. And a couple times, like excessively amazing. Like there have been several times where I slept for 9 hours. 9 hours! That is freaking unheard of. I think the only other time I slept 9 hours is when I accidentally ate too many of the edible brownies and licked the bowl when I was high for 24 hours. Like, so amazing. It's been amazing. And part of the reason I am sharing that with you is because if you are one of those people who is really negative about medications, or you're like, oh, I don't want my kid on stimulants. Oh my God. I want to be really clear with you that for people who actually have ADHD, that isn't what the medication does to our brain. That is not how we react to it. It's not that at all. It's not going to make you more hyperactive. It's not necessarily going to prevent you from sleeping. There are some people who actually take their ADHD medication at night because the same way it does during the day, it quiets the brain. And so you're not having those racing thoughts and you're able to sleep. I did try it at night once, and I struggled to sleep that night. So I don't know if it was a fluke. I may eventually give it a try again to see, because it does calm me during the day so much. But yeah, it's been pretty significant and a pretty spectacular change. And I finally finished the painting. I'm so excited. I finally finished it. So I'm hoping that if I keep taking the medication, it will help me to stay on track, to get more done, and hopefully reach my goal of doing at least 2 of these podcasts every month. And the other thing I really want to do is break these episodes up for my YouTube channel into smaller doses focused on individual things, because oftentimes I cover several topics, or in this case, several aspects of ADHD, and I think it might be helpful for people to be able to access them in little chunks instead. But I haven't been able to motivate myself to do that because it's kind of a not now thing, where the podcast is kind of a now thing. So I'm hopeful that I can do that. Thank you for taking the time to watch this episode of Unpacking Life's Crazy. This is a one-woman show. You can show your support by liking and subscribing. Even better, contribute by visiting buymeacoffee.com/ESPPhoenix to financially support what I do and get a super cool original piece of artwork. Please visit my Etsy site, esperanzapaints.com. Thanks again for taking the time to watch, and until next time, take care of yourself and the ones you love.